I am the rocket man they talk about. I jump from star to star, I'll walk it out.
Alright, so once again, we're returning in part 3. Title, this is not supposed to happen, but it is because it's light outside. And right now, look at that, 360 pyro flare gun, flamethrower. I don't even know what's happening, and that just happened. So enjoy it, bitches, and we're going to talk about whatever we want.
You know, Shane, my name is Ben.
There we go.
I'm a Starcraft 2 player, aka Lacuna, and I am here commentating with Shane, aka Shibby2142. And, you know, Shane is showing me the dynamics and the strategies behind this new, you know, type of gameplay that he's got on his server. And Shane, why don't you just go in here a little bit?
All right, let's talk about
the
the gameplay. All right, so basically the only new mechanic on the server is the randomizer, which is a mod that, I mean, I didn't make. I'm not going to take credit for it, but I am using it. Someone posted on a forum, and I'm like, hey, that'd be kind of cool to use. So anyways, randomizer, basically you spawn as a random class with random weapons, primary, secondary, and melee. And yeah, you can get totally ownage kits like a spy with a rocket launcher or a scout rocket launcher, something. Or you can get totally screwed like needle gun or some Wrangler shit and Fan of War, which is completely useless. And yeah, that happens. Basically, yeah, so this is on my Team Fortress 2 server. All the information will be in the video description. The video is described for the reason. A lot of people don't know that because there's like, oh my god, what the fuck, you know, whatever. Yeah, usually there's like important information in the video description. People don't know that, so I don't know. That's how it is. But yeah, this is Team Fortress 2 on my server, and we're going hard.
All right, and as you can see, Shane here has his 2142 graffiti up on the wall there. And I guess my big relation here with Team Fortress 2 is, for any StarCraft 2 player, it sounds a lot like the Invisible Spy sounds like a lot like the Dark Templars of the StarCraft 2 player. Basically, it's a cloaked unit that can basically go in, infiltrate the enemy base, or basically just wreak havoc in general against the other players.
Yeah, pretty much it's the pansiest class you can play. Because basically you go invisible and you just sit in whatever corner or spawn or whatever you want until you see the player that you want to kill. And basically you backstab them, which is an instant kill with your spy knife. So kind of what happens here is people duel and then people go spy and then just camp, which is totally pussy. I mean, you're just a complete bitch if you do that. So I don't know if there's any kind of like cheese moves like that in StarCraft, but pretty much it's the weakest move you can pull. And Team Fortress 2 is the spy camping in the corner with the cloak and dagger, and then to snipe and stab your partner here, which is just not cool. So
yeah, and touching a little bit on what Shane was talking about with you know, these so-called, you know, cheese strategies. Basically, you know, Protoss, which is a race that you can spawn as in StarCraft 2.
OP?
It is considered overpowered by a lot of players. However, you know, I've said in the other video commentaries, you know, your games come down to basically good scouting and good unit counter spawns and well-timed attacks, basically, for what that player is making. And with the Dark Templars, for you StarCraft 2 players out there, it basically comes down to well-timed, advanced mineral collection rate with your Vespian gas, because, as you know, Dark Templars take a lot of Vespian gas. As you see, Shibby here, 2142, throwing up his graffiti
like
on
a
the
boss
on the wall, and getting back to the Dark Templars, you have to tech up, and if you're going to go for a early timed rush, it really comes down to you invading the enemy base with a proxy pylon and getting your Twilight Council down at about the 5-minute 30-second mark.
This sounds super advanced.
It's a little bit technical if you're going for the early Dark Templar rush.
All right, so hold on. Like, what I like to do in my videos is kind of like say what the people would be saying in the comments, like at this point. So I'll be like, "But Shibby, blah 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 blah," and like that'd be like their comment to me.
Right.
So like, what would you say at that point? Like, but Ben, you're
right.
wrong at this point. Like,
well, you know, it really is a gamble. If you are a Protoss player, which is just one of the 3 races as a StarCraft 2 player that you can choose from, you know, if you scout and see that your opponent doesn't have any advanced structures or buildings, such as the starport or the command center that can build detection units for your cloaked Dark Templars, which are basically invisible units that deal a massive amount of melee damage and basically take no damage unless they are detected by the enemy, whether it's by a Terran, if they throw down a scan by the command center, which they have to tech to basically, or if they're a Zerg, where they have to throw down a hatchery, I'm sorry, I should say a hive by that point, and they won't be able to attack your unit until they have those correct observer units to be able to do that. And it basically gives you the opportunity to go in there and wreak havoc on the base if you can rush in those units and deny them, whether it's a expansion or any of those advanced building structures, and get an early win basically at around the 7-minute point. But you know, like I was saying, it's a higher class unit where it requires you to tech to, and it requires you to tech to a gateway as soon as possible. It requires you to throw down both your Vespian gas buildings and start mining those resources, and it also requires a Twilight Councils and a Dark Shrine. And as many of you guys know, the earliest I've ever seen anyone get down those units is right around the 7-minute mark. Is actually extremely early for going for a Dark Templar rush. So that is just one early strategy. If you know you're not looking for doing a complete cheese strategy as a cannon rush for you Protoss players that know what that is, and it's a high risk, but it can sometimes pay off if you scout and you see what your player is doing, and if they're not responsive to that kind of gameplay.
Now, are you considering this like advanced, like StarCraft techniques, or I mean, I am so lost in outer space. With these
like what I was saying, it really comes down to what point in time you attack. If you attack at a 7-minute mark, your opponent might be so focused as to building up, say if they're a Terran, Marine Marauders, and just try to build up as big of a Marine Marauder ball to move out and do an early push on you. And say you throw down a proxy pylon, where at that point you research warp gate at your cybernetics bay, or your at your not your cybernetics, but your advanced structure, and you get that warp gate technology, and you warp in 3-4 Dark Templars at around the 7:30-7-minute mark, depending on how vigorously you're trying to tech to this, and you rush into their base and you go after their mineral line. You can at least put them at a devastatingly disadvantage with just their economy, with the amount of minerals that they're harvesting at that point in time. And even if you don't get an early win, you can at least tech to other higher class units such as a Colossi, or go to an air unit such as a Void Ray, and build up a good death ball, which is what we'd like to call it, as a Protoss, and move in from that point once you gain that advantage and secure your second base.
Nice. Well, let me digress for a second and say that right now, according to the server, my stats right now are 0 and something, so I got a 0 kill ratio. That means I haven't killed anyone because I'm just so bad at this game. I mean, literally, I'm just like posting my AK graffiti and then taunting in front of it like a boss. And I'm just curious if Ben has any more gameplay experience between any other games in Starcraft, because it seems like you're just the fucking king.
Oh, I'm
just like, I am so lost
about
what you're talking about.
With the whole Starcraft, like I said, I was a Diamond Division 1 player for ones, which is, the main competitive gameplay, 1v1, which is just against another single player, obviously. I was, in a higher level league for a while, and obviously, being in college and that sort of thing, it just really comes down to how much time you have available.
Right.
You obviously, if you're busy with another job, or you're not a pro gamer, obviously you can't play 8-hour, gaming sessions a day. It's just, you just have other things going on in life that just aren't going to allow you to do something like that.
Prioritize.
You absolutely do have to do that. And stay hydrated, obviously, you guys that are playing a lot of games.
Beer makes me strong.
Yeah, for a while, and then it'll hit
then you're
you.
Fucked.
That's about it.
Yeah.
And
turning golden.
That'll be my keynote advice. Stay hydrated, all you players.
Yeah.
Stay hydrated.
Yeah. So if you want to go on a StarCraft gaming session, gotta be drinking the pitchers of water. I can't say that.
You'll need it.
I can't say that for Team Fortress 2. I mean, you kind of just do whatever the fuck you want and then roll with it. But there you go.
No, and isn't any StarCraft player that's out there and is really interested in becoming a better player, just working on your mechanics, knowing, watching other commentary, such as I preferably like to watch Day 9 or HD Starcraft. However, there's other commentaries such as Husky, who are great for that community at large, that are great for the whole Blizzard and that whole StarCraft 2 community. And
he's on the EP.
Yeah,
he's riding it.
Yeah, so that's just my little shout out for the whole StarCraft 2 universe and all of you guys out there. So, but this Team Fortress, Shane just told me that you guys can now download this free.
Yeah, if you have Steam, which is Steam used to suck ass. I'm not gonna lie. Like back in 2005, 2006, 2007, Steam was horrible. But now it's awesome. I mean, it's just the best digital provider, in my opinion, compared to anything that GameSpy has, or EA Origin, or whatever that shit is. This is legit. Steam is awesome. And so, yeah, if you have a Steam account, go ahead and sign up free. Download Team Fortress 2 free. And yeah, it's just a solid game. It's fun. It's casual. Don't have to go all hardcore like COD. You don't have any fucking kill streaks or anything gay like that. So, I don't know.
It looks pretty baller, Shane. I mean, you look at you just throwing down sticky bombs left and right.
Yeah,
and
I'm just needling people. I got my little pistol here, and I just get owned by a rocket launcher. I don't even know, but randomizers is fucking nuts. But I mean, look, I'm a little spy. Look at how baller I am. I'm a Frenchman with a glove of steel, and I just whip out the rocket launcher. And so right now I'm cloaked as an enemy. Yeah, basically as an enemy. I mean, I'm not even gonna say anything about that. So I'm gonna go up here just like a boss. I'm just throw down my graffiti like a bitch. I'm hey, if you guys don't know the
and you have a rocket launcher, right? The Rocket Man.
Yeah,
at this point,
the Shibby2142. If you know how to pronounce it wrong, just go ahead, check that out. I'm just hey, where's the guy I'm dueling? I want to own his face. And this guy, he's like, hey, I want a piece. And I'm like, no, you sit. So take a seat by the corner. I'm like, hey, oh, wait. Here's the guy I'm dueling. I'm going to follow him in here. Couple rockets. He's like, oh, I'm going to go on my team. No.
Body parts flying everywhere.
Nope. You can also die. So that's what I got to say about that. He's probably a little QQing up in the piece. And I'm going to go get some ammo and health. Something you can't do on Starcraft 2 is you run back to your base and get full ammo and full health. Just right away, just like that.
And right back in the fight.
Right back in the fight. We don't fuck around here. So, I think I try to pull this shit again, but I think the other team is a little bit smarter at this point. And, let's see, what do I do here?
That's your cloak.
Oh, I touched someone. That's a bad move. And then I cloak. So, right there, they see my body die. And, like, right now I'm invisible, so I'm, like, continuing my life, and I pick up some more ammo and health. That Pyro's like, hey, I'm gonna follow him, but I'm like, bitch, got a rocket launcher, son. And then I disguise as another unit, and I'm just like, alright, don't wanna fuck with him, don't wanna fuck with him. Whatevs. Oh, he might fuck with me, so I'm gonna go get some more health. And he touches me, so I go invisible again, so he sees my body die. And I was like, alright, so I'm gonna go up here, get some more health and ammo. Because I play spy, I'm a little bitch, and you can also take a seat, sir. Because I got a rocket launcher on a spy, so I'm pretty OP right now. That means overpowered, if you guys didn't know. And we're gonna leg a little bit, and then we're gonna kill some more people. So, I believe this round ends as me just running around up here, and then I play like a pussy. Because my team really wasn't doing anything, and I was responding to team Steam messages. Because that's kind of how I roll.
Throwing a couple of
I'm
rockets
just like,
in there at the enemy. And
I've had enough of you, Mr. Heavy, and I'm gonna run away. So right now, I'm once again invisible, and then my team loses. So, there you go. And being the uber boss admin on the server, oh wait, it's my server, I cannot die once the round ends. So, go ahead, ask me all you want. Not happening. While my teammates are just getting absolutely raped.
You know, like we just saw though, bringing it back to StarCraft 2, I was talking about the Dark Templars a little bit.
You would go there.
I'm going there because that's what I know. And with the Dark Templars, it really comes down to outwitting your opponent. If you can run in just one of your units and such, you know, playing a unit like Terran, if you can, you know, cost them throwing down one scan for just one of your cloaked units, that not only takes a bunch of minerals away from possibly spawning a unit like a mule, which is it's a mining unit which brings in a bunch of minerals at you know, over a certain amount of time. Throwing down a scan to be able to detect that unit and destroy it. But after they throw down that scan, you know, wittingly come in with your other three, and you basically just can rip them apart if they run out of energy. You know, it's just really outmaneuvering your opponent if, you know, you get at that kind of a level. And it just, you know, like I said before, it's you know, that's just kind of the meta game of that unit. If you can get in there and you know, create the kind of chaos in their enemy base, you know, to pull off an early win, then, you know, more power to you as a gamer. And that's really what it, you know, comes down to, is just outmaneuvering your player, outthinking them, and coming up with inventive, creative strategies. You know, right. Whether you come up with them as, you know, you're on your own as yourself, you know, which is, you know, awesome, because we love to see that kind of stuff, or you know, like I said, watching other videos to become a better gamer yourself, of, you know, pro level
or replays. Doesn't StarCraft have like the BattleNet or some shit? Yeah,
BattleNet is basically, it's your ladders that allows you to not only watch your own replays to see where you're, you know, you can self-critique yourself by watching yourself play, but you can also spectate other players, such as your friends that you link on your own Facebook account. You don't even need to be a pro level gamer to be able to do this. You can start your own not even a Facebook group, but you can just link yourself as a friend with another StarCraft player, and you can play versus games against them in not only like a co-op versus say an AI, but against other players in like a 2v2. And if you just want to work and collaborate with them and become a better player, then that's awesome. It really is a lot of fun, and you can sit and chat, and they have a great BattleNet set up with ladders, and it's a very fair and regulated system. I think that's brought a lot more balance to the game compared to, sounds like
Alright, so I'm your host, Shibby2142.
what game you said you could
And I like pie.
go up and down in level quite easily. It was
I mean,
it depends on which first-person shooters you play, I suppose.
I mean, I'd say that, like, the latest game or first-person shooter I've been playing that you can just like absolutely roll levels on is a Brink,
Okay.
which we haven't brung up. And what the fuck do I have on my screen right now? I don't even know.
It's on fire.
And then I just die. So there you go.
What was that?
But yeah, the ladders on SC2. I really have nothing to compare to that on Team Fortress, but there you go. I got a sniper right now and I'm a heavy. So learn to play, bitches. And we lose. Or
That'll be fun.
wait, I think we won. No, we lost.
Blue team.
We're not blue, we're red. So yeah, we lost that first round because we totally suck, and Star is absolutely beasting because he's hacking.
Alright, well,
He's got the hacks.
when I'm gonna
So
do
I don't know if
a-
those hacks on
commentary with Star,
SC2?
y'all gonna be crying.
but I don't know. You can fill me in. Anyone got the
With hacks?
the APM hacks?
Oh man, comes down to your hotkeys. Anyone that actually watches those players on live, whatever live games that they play, they're obviously gonna like spam click and spam hotkey a lot, and it is good just to get into the habit of actually being at that level of gameplay of thinking and clicking. Not so much reacting, but at least like responding correctly in the right fashion. You obviously need to know your most importantly your units and your counter units. Obviously you're not going to run in your higher tech ground units against all air units that can't even attack ground units, such as you're going to make smart decisions as far as those lines go. Yeah, and like I said, it's going to be good gameplay mechanics, and
Fucking really?
APM, it'll really take you a far way in the StarCraft 2 world.
I'm so
Yeah.
so
Awesome.
Yeah.
So the Koreans in StarCraft 2,
right after this, I'm gonna make a drink.
I heard they're pretty good at the games.
Yeah, their server over in Asia, they are a world apart. I'm just gonna say on my own experience. I've actually played a couple of Korean players, and good luck to all you StarCraft 2 players that are in Platinum or are in Diamond like me. Playing against those players, they're tough opponents to beat. Chances are they know exactly what you're doing
That is fucking
every
horrible.
moment of the game.
Is that even without scout?
That they have a great
Units?
gamer intuition, is what we like to say.
Yeah, I mean that's what I call, like, for a lot of FPS is like the warrior sense, the warrior
Thanks,
battle.
Great
Just
fucking
like
clip on
you
the
know
right.
what's happening even
Yep.
without really knowing.
It's like you're not going to see a typical sniper come charging into battle or something like that.
Right.
They're going to sit back, bring supportive fire,
So
like
bad it's
Shane is doing right now.
And then
I
get
mean,
fucking rolled.
well, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't even hit a shot. No, alright. Real talk though, I'm a horrible sniper, so whatever I do on sniper class,
Rebel's courage.
do not do it, because I'm bad.
And
So-
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not Diamond League TF2. I'd consider myself bronze. That way I don't have to deliver. And that guy just fucking killed himself. That's sweet. So yeah, back to more StarCraft. in the hizzy, and you can just die sniper. So feel free.
Oh, as far as the strategies that you pick, you know, you really, you know, it comes down to, you know, good game mechanics. I've reiterated that several times tonight already. You know, and being able to micro your own macro. And that sounds like a confusing term, but what it really is that being able to have a good macro game is being able to take in a few things into consideration. One is, what is your opponent going to do? Is your opponent going to come and do an early cheese rush on you and gonna just come and roll you early on before you know, you get any real big tech units out, such as a Protoss Colossi or, you know, Colossus
I need black up.
in singular form, I suppose.
you go.
And or if your Zerg player is just going to go straight to Mutalisk and just come and attack your mineral line and kill your economy, while at the same time they're going to put themselves even further ahead by taking their own third expansion at that point of the game. And it's really being able to have a good gamer intuition, knowing what your opponent's doing. And it's not so much intuition, but, you know, you need to scout. There's just no two ways really about it. If you don't know what your opponent is doing, then you're not going to be able to make a good strategic counter unit to what your player is going to be coming and attacking you with. And at the same time, by knowing what your opponent is building, then you know what time they're probably going to be attacking you at, based on when those units will actually, you know, start appearing in their army later in the game. And, you know, there's just all those considerations that you're going to be taking into effect. And you have to learn to adjust. And that's any game that you play. Learning how to adjust and adapt to that game. You know, you might be a great in Call of Duty. You might be great with the assault rifles or something like that. But you might be in a small map or something like that. Or say you're a great sniper and you're in a small map. Well, then you're really, you know, you account for nothing at that point in the game for your team. And you need to be able to adapt, whether you can handle a good shotgun or whatever other strategies that you have at your disposal at that point. And I think probably, Shane, you have anything you'd like to say with that?
All I'll say is Call of Duty is for pussies, and let me digress from that point. That if you're playing sniper in any game and you're basically sitting outside the level and just sniping people, so your KD is like 3 to 12, you're really not helpful to the team. I mean, I don't know if Starcraft has the equivalent to like what I call a bush Wookiee that basically just chills and really does nothing because they think it's sweet. I don't know, but not a fan of that shit. So not a legitimate Battlefield or TF2 strategy. I see it's like TF2, the maps are smaller and more like, I don't know, easy to get to. So if you have a sniper, you can like go spy and just knife his ass. But Battlefield, like, you're wide open. You can go crouch in some bush wherever you want and just 12x scope M95 just fucking 12 miles away. So I don't know.
Huge maps.
Yeah, like the maps are just huge, and you just like
Epic.
basically the bush Wookiees, the snipers are just like artillery, and they just absolutely suck ass most of the time. So it feels just like fail artillery half the time, and then it's like, dude, you could like go medic and just like revive me a couple times, and like, wow, that just like be so much more exponentially helpful to the team. But you're sitting in the bush and thinking you're cool because you're shooting a sniper rifle, and I just fall off the map here, so that's cool. But anyways, if you guys don't know, I'm bad at TF2, so there you go.
And I think last point I would like to make for StarCraft 2, for all you players, probably the most important thing, and I should have said this way earlier tonight, is that every mineral that you are banking is money against you. And what I mean by that is that if you're sitting there banking resources, that is money that you could be building more harvester units by gathering more minerals that will help you as the game progresses, or those are minerals that could be offensive attack units, whether, you know, any race, it doesn't matter. You want to have as close to zero minerals, whether you're building whatever strategy you want. That is the absolute most important thing, and I can't even stress that enough. Honest to God, I could say it 1,000 times. You want to be building units or building structures, whether they're tech structures, more barracks, which give you more marines, or anything like that. You want to be building, and you don't want to be setting on that those minerals, because it just really puts you behind and gives that and your opponent an advantage, and it gives you less options, which is what you don't want. You want to have everything at your disposal to beat your opponent, is what I'm really liking to stress the most.
What?
Yeah, so you don't want to just sit on your investment. You want to spend that shit.
You want to spend your capital.
There you go.
Moving capital.
You want to get the best weapons and the best units to own your opponent. You want to make them sit. So yeah, we're playing Team Fortress. If you have not recognized by now, I've been kind of doing this whole video, but yeah, you know, some people are confused from time to time. This is not Starcraft. It's a little more in your face, I guess, but not quite as stressful, in my opinion, because I don't take Team Fortress 2 that seriously. I'm pretty cash, like right here, trying to climb a fucking wall with a machete
Climb walls?
or some shit.
Does it work too?
It does on time to time, and then I'm gonna go invisible and then try to climb this fucking wall again. So there you go, and I just rage quit. So I don't know. I mean, randomizer mod is just pretty crazy, and then I die. So I think I honestly ended this gameplay with like 100 to 0 gameplay ratio, and that doesn't even make sense because I didn't even play that well, because I at least died once. But here we go, we're switching to medieval mode, which to anyone that's new to TF2 means you can only use melee. And what I was doing here was, if you I got challenged on Facebook, so let me just digress from that. The Facebook challenge was, if I killed anyone with a melee Demo Man bottle, that I'd taunt and take a drink with the Demo Man, like a boss. So I tried. I pulled this off. We watched a live stream and it happened. No lie. So that's a drink. I don't know what assist count is. I'm not even counting assists. So there you go. And then I die. So when I spawn in, I believe I taunt once. Yep, there you go. So I take a drink with the Demo Man.
Yeah, it's a regular bottle.
And yeah, we got pretty fucking wasted here.
I'm doing the demo drinking game.
I'm using the booties, the Alibabas. I know they didn't work initially in the melee mode, and you can just get Goombas, son. And you can just take a drink for that. So took a drink for the Goomba.
Ugh.
But yeah, once again, we're playing Team Fortress, but talking about, not even saying talking about, we're saying talking about Starcraft, because that's how we roll, and we have the drinks on drinks on drinks, son. Because we're 21 plus up in here. Y'all bitches be 12, so that's fine. But anyways, I mean, this game probably, once again, gameplay probably coming next. I have really nothing to add. other than I own it Team Fortress 2, but actually I'm just horrible. And I don't even know if I own Rambo here. There you go. So I die. So I'm horrible at Team Fortress. So I don't even have like 1 rack or 2 racks or expansion going here. I'm just running around with a bottle as a black man. And that's how I roll. And I die. Instantly.
Wow.
I get instantly GG'd.
This is way harder
So-
than it looks.
Yeah, that's how we go with the Jack Daniels house. There you go. There's a kill.
I don't know, that's not a bottle kill, but I'll count.
So, yeah, Ben, I don't know if you have anything to add to this shit, but there you go. Part 3.
I will say, you know, this is a free game by Steam, and it looks like a great, fun one-person shooter. It, you know, has a lot of different dynamics, such as this randomized, you know, with your server. Looks like a lot of fun. Even just with all the different classes that you can spawn as. I will have fun just doing it, and definitely, it's free. I'm gonna start getting in on this game.
Yeah, I mean, how can you complain? It's free.
Yeah, so
You're like, fuck, this game blows. This, oh
But-
well, it's free.
I'd rather play this than a stupid Facebook game or mini clip game. You know, I waste my time some other game that's, you know, retarded. I'd rather play this. This is a lot more fun, and I could even play it with friends, even, or with
right.
Shane here. So
Yeah. So we're not even word upping with friends. We're just straight up
That's 4
owning
drinks.
bitches with the bottle. So at this point, I think I'm taking like 3 or 4 drinks, which is kind of brutal.
Live stream, get
But I mean, I'm just going hard here, so I don't even give a
ready.
fuck.
Live stream, here we go.
So here we go. I'm taunting it out. I'm not fucking around. Got my pink hat on. Like a boss. And there we go.
take a swig.
He's just taking
take a
pulls.
swig.
3.
Yep, just taking.
I'll take a swig with that
All right.
right there. We'll
One
take a
sec.
swig. Cheers.
Here we go.
Cheers.
Cheers.
4.
Oh,
Ugh. So yeah, we're just brolaxing here, and Demo Man's just going to town because he's a drunk motherfucker because he's Irish, and I can respect that shit. So yeah, this is gonna be probably close to the end of part 3. I don't even know. We talked about a lot of Starcraft here, so if you're a Starcraft fanboy, you probably got your nut.
I hope so. You know, that I'd love to, you know,
That guy's got bent.
I'm trying to get drunk.
play a game and maybe cast a StarCraft game. You know, we're watching Team Fortress here, so
Yeah.
you know, excuse my absent-mindedness a little bit. At
Yeah,
point
like,
to point.
like when you're talking about Starcraft, you're talking about your racks.
Right,
I'm
right,
just like,
and
are we
you
talking
know,
about boobies or what? I don't even know what the fuck's going on here.
right. Well, racks we were talking about
Brawling, son.
barracks, which is you know
Oh.
a Terran unit, which is like what I've said before. It's like a human race,
Yeah.
basically.
The number 2.
That builds Marines, which shoot a basic assault rifle kind of gun,
Wait, I got
and
assist. That was
Not as good as
all
Breakdance.
that kind of stuff. But it's a real-time strategy game.
Yeah,
It's,
RTS.
It
You
yeah,
ever hear that word?
This is not
RTS? It
double
means
shot.
real-time
Fuck that.
strategy.
right. And you know we're playing Team Fortress here,
Oh my god.
and
Which is a FPS, first-person shooter.
Alright,
just-
that's a
Completely different.
just balling
And we get owned.
with the whiskey bottle.
But we're not typing GG yet. But
We haven't given up yet.
Well, we do win with me dying, so we're balling like that. So we're doing like the 4-person StarCraft where I'm the scrub and everyone else just rolls.
That's okay because you know with a 4-person StarCraft, you know you'll chat with your teammates early in the game, and you'll have one person that says,
That's possible.
all right, guys, I'm going to do this strategy and, you know, tech up or do a Dark Templar rush super early, but at the same time be completely unprotected against anything at that point
Yeah.
and have no units to protect themselves and have to completely rely on their teammates. And that's
fuck, I
obviously
can't
why
swing
you call it a team. It's, you know, you do a high risk, you know, attack like that, and
Swing or anything.
hopefully it pays off. And sometimes it does. And when
Yeah.
it does, it's just it's hilarious because
There we go.
you know I absolutely eat it up when my opponents
That's a
just
drink.
you know start just whining like little bitches about, oh, you did this. you know, it's so funny when that happens, you know,
Like,
because like
you-
it's so
you mad?
easily preventative. It's so easily preventative, but
You
they didn't
raging?
do it. Oh, they just rage quit left and right. Like
You raging, son?
they rage all the time, and you know that's it. It's a lot of fun, and it doesn't matter if you do you know, some sort of a strategy where you can counter them early on by having a cloaked unit like a Dark Templar, or if you come in with a bunch of Mutalisks as a Zerg at, you know, after your 2 base, and
Yeah.
you go straight to gas, and you know it is, you know, it's a lot of fun when you can catch an opponent completely off guard and unprotected, and it's just, you know, you get that, you know, satisfying face, you know, look on your face, and it's just like, yeah, like they don't even know what they're doing. They're just a bunch of noobs.
Kind of sounds
You
like
know?
these Dark Templars are OP.
Well, you know, if they're easily countered by
Yeah.
any other unit, you know, whether it's
someone's that's smart,
yeah, if
but the noobs they rage.
right. And like I said before, it comes down to early scouting and figuring out what your opponent's probably doing.
What about the early expo? I know
The
that's
early
right.
expos. All right, the early expos is basically,
Oh, look,
you know,
it's going to fucking hammer on some people right now, and I die. So
There's-
we're taking multiple drinks here.
all right.
I got Goombas.
But
Early-
anyways, expos.
early
Everyone's
expos.
just gonna fucking waste.
All right.
Cheers, mate.
Now, there's obviously different types of expos and moderately safe types of taking an early expos, such as
I mean,
a
can you just
Protoss.
get like fucking reckless? Like you spawn in, you're like, I'm taking. This
Oh,
expansion.
absolutely. You can be
What's
a
that called? Just like
as
the moment you spawn in, you're like, I'm expanding.
ridiculously early expo. Okay, and what I mean by that is you're basically, you know, golden rule number 1, whether you're any race in the Starcraft 2,
whether it
okay,
be
which
Zerg,
is
Terran, or Protoss.
whether any of those races, you are going to
In
want
order of ownership.
Yes, you want to make a continuous amount of mineral harvesting units, while at the same time maintaining a balanced amount of army units to protect yourself, or offensive units, you know, what have you, you know. They're your army that you're creating, and it's you know, it's basically, it comes down to well-timed pushes. Obviously, if you're a Zerg player, the minerals that you collect is in sync with the other units. However, you can make an early expansion because your second base costs 100 minerals less than a Protoss or a Terran base does. And while making structures do cost you 1 unit, you can take a 2-minute and 30-second you know, expo versus a Terran, which is going to probably you know, make wall off, whether that's a supply depot, which is to increase the amount of units you can have on the field at a certain time, whether that's the harvesting units or the army units that you're building, which all units cost a supply amount, which you have to have the correct structure to keep building those units. For anyone that doesn't know that. So
Cheers, mate.
you have to be able to do that first before you keep creating more units. And as a Zerg, you can actually expand much earlier than other units can. However, you sacrifice those harvesting units while you're building structures to be able to do that.
Cheers,
Wow.
mate.
Whether it's a spawning pool to make those Zerglings, or get that Vespian gas.
Bailings,
Yes.
Bailings.
The Banelings, as we-
So what are those things all about?
the Banelings are exploding landmines of
Are they-
green gelatinous goo.
Are those is that cheese?
No, it's not. Well, it depends. You know, if you're a Terran player and you do a complete, you know,
my God,
wall
it's like
off
5,
where
6
your supply depots will lower and raise to completely block off your ramp, which is most bases in StarCraft 2 are on a high, raised high ground,
Right.
which allow you not only sight,
Oh my god!
but they protect you based on the fact that you can shoot down at units that have to get up your ramp to your base before they can engage and attack you, whether it's the building structures that are protecting you or the units that are hiding behind those structures, defending you. And basically, it as a Zerg, there's a term called a Baneling bust, which is basically you rush in a bunch of these Banelings, which are exploding Zerglings that have been morphed in. These Zerglings have been morphed into Banelings, which are these green piles of goo units, basically.
Yeah.
And they inflict a certain amount of damage against enemy biological, which is Marines or Zealots, which do just a huge amount of DPS or damage per second. They're suicidal units, so once they explode, they do a mass effect amount of damage, and they can take out buildings, units that are that they can counter. And what a Baneling bust is basically you rush in these Banelings, take out those structures that are protecting the units behind it, and then you flood those units that are hiding with Zerglings or another unit that, like a Roach or something like that, and you can basically rush into there and get an early game, basically.
Nice.
That way of winning the game, or even a late game, at a 15-minute mark or earlier. I'm not really familiar with the Zergling against the Terran, but that is certainly one way. As a Protoss, you can easily counter a Baneling bust by using something called a Sentry, which can actually produce a force field, which is basically prevents any unit from passing through this force field except for massive units such as an Ultralisk, which is a much later game. And by later, I mean by the time the Ultralisks come out, you're already teched up to higher units that are going to be able to counter that unit. But it basically gives you that protective measure to not get an early cheese loss.
So I mean, what I'm impressed about is like the balance that they input into the game.
Oh, absolutely, and it's a constant fight, because
like how there's not like some just fucking OP that just rolls everyone else, and they just have something that like that's amazing.
What I like to see is that on every server, when you look at the top 10 of the Master League, which is the top of each server, the top 200 of every server, whether it's North American, Europe, the Koreans. The Korean server, for those that don't even know, South Korea, gaming, whether it's Starcraft 1, which is still extremely popular, Starcraft 2, as you all know.
I kind of hear birds outside. I don't know about you.
There are birds outside. There are birds outside for anyone that's not listening.
We're up this early, all right. So, anyways, the South Koreans in general,
they dominate.
They own
the gaming scene.
They rate face.
Whether it's Major League Gaming, MLG, they are
boss.
They are boss. They're very good, and I give them all the credit because they train extremely hard. They're in clans, groups, leagues. They are, extremely competent. I just flicked this pen.
That's fine.
That's all right. And, they not only push themselves, but they push each other like any team should. They play against each other for hours a day, but we're here having a good time, playing, Team Fortress 2.
Like, I died. Like, I'm not, like, disgracing my family or anything. Like,
right. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
But, it's just, seeing, if any of you are into, like, serious, real-time strategy,
I doubt anyone that watches this video will ever do that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's just
But, I mean, you can still make the point.
yeah.
Feel
It's
free.
it's you know, it's a little bit different of a community, I think, and a little bit of a different, you know, dynamic, you know, all in all.
Looks like I'm just
And,
fucking owning
Three
people.
drinks.
Right
I
now.
holy crap, just going to town with that
Yeah,
whiskey
I think I
bottle.
killed like 3
Oh,
people.
is
Man.
that 3 or 4?
Jack Daniel.
The Atomicizer is a baseball bat.
That's right. It is.
I'd rather keep the whiskey bottle because then I could take a swig
Jack
before I go
Daniels.
to town. Jack Daniel's sauce.
Yeah, so I don't know what I'm doing here. Probably talking live stream. But yeah, so Koreans, you guys are the fucking shit at the Starcrafts.
I will not
Yeah,
take.
I've
I
heard.
will never take that away from the Koreans.
Yeah,
They are-
the 1 and or the 2s. I've heard you guys are good at the games.
Yes.
You got the APMs.
Well, you know, it is their national sport. Shibby2142.
There you go. It's not soccer or football.
Football.
It's the Starcrafts.
It is.
So yeah, while that shit is built in your genes, I think we're kind of coming to the end of this gameplay commentary. Or it's not even a gameplay. We're just have gameplay and we're gonna talk about it. Wait, no, that's not even true. We're just not even gonna talk about it. We're just gonna talk about what the fuck we want. And you love it.
And we'll just beat them down and curb stomp them.
That's right. We're gonna
I like
bottle your
curb
face
stomping.
and then drink to it. The demo bottle of Jack Daniel's
Jack
House.
Daniel's sauce.
Yeah.
House. So, anyways, guys, I am your host, Shibby2142. If you say it 2142, I will kill
Are
you.
you here?
But anyways,
Spec Ops, Mr. Delta.
yeah, it's light outside.
Time to
pe-
get some sleep.
yeah, people are literally probably
This is
going to
sissy
work right
fights.
now.
This is get fucking wasted fights.
So
True.
there you go.
Now, is it Saturday now?
That's gonna be the YouTube
Day
video.
is it?
That's the title. Get fucking.
I think
Today's
Saturday.
Saturday.
It is Saturday.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
it has not
Take a
skipped.
drink.
Yeah, we've been so dedicated to our viewers that
Yeah, we don't fuck
your
around here.
viewers, your viewers,
Our viewers
Sorry.
at this point.
All right.
Half the viewers are for
I got,
you.
like, triple
I-
recording this.
Yeah, so we did stuff and we
so-
talked about it,
So I got Fraps, right? So Fraps is
and
recording
that's the
this.
kind of that. So this is medieval mode
And I got
on the
live
Team
stream
Fortresses.
right now.
Or it's kind of
And
popular.
I
I
got
don't
live
know.
stream
I think it's free to
recording
play.
this. So I got
If you guys
3
want to check that
recordings
shit
of
out.
What's happening? Come
But
on.
yeah, anyways, I am Shibby2142. I think I said that before, but once again, I'm kind of
Oh,
drunk, so I don't
son.
really care. And I'm not sure if this round ends soon, so I'll just keep kind of
I
blabbering.
gotta take a drink though.
And Ben,
Take
we-
another pull of your whiskey there.
Yeah, we'll take another drink.
Another drink. Oh. Cheers, guys. Cheers,
Next
cheer
time.
mates. Cheer mates.
Fuck you up.
Yeah.
Epic
There we
beer,
go.
Man. Next time.
Wolf.
Fuck you up.
Woof. It's
Wolf is right.
let's see
Here we are on the hour again, guys.
7 o'clock. You can't see this because you're not fucking live streaming. This is on YouTube,
Oh,
but
it's okay.
live streamers.
Live streamers,
The 7 a.m.
all you procrastinators.
Yes, you guys should be studying your chemistry. And there we
Study
go.
your OChem, damn it.
Yeah, study your OChem. That shit's
God
fucking
damn,
brutal.
that's a hard class.
And biochem. That's
Yeah,
not
I
fun.
took biochem. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
know your aminos.
Your amino groups and all your regulatory. Yeah.
Yeah,
basically.
aminos
We're not
and
even going into
regulatory
that.
shit.
Yeah.
So that can be part 4 is where we talk about chemistry.
We're gonna lay off the hormones tonight because
Or your band.
we're just not even going.
Yeah, we're not
those.
gonna Barry Bonds this shit. So, anyways, guys, once again, we talked about stuff and it happened. So, yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. And we're probably out here. So,
Thanks, Shane, for having me come on here for the evening
yeah,
/ morning.
thanks for boozing with me into the early mornings. And yeah, we played Team Fortress 2 right here. It says 2:10 on the gameplay, but right now it is 7 a.m. on the commentary. So people don't recognize the editing, but that's fine.
Oh, Spec Ops.
And
Delta.
yeah, we're peacing
Got a
out. Here we go.
celebrity up in
Have you
here.
right there. And
If anyone
yeah.
didn't
Talk to you
know.
later, guys.
yeah, we'll have you in the next life. So GG. That means we lose. I like pie. Peace, bitches.
I am the rocket man they talk about. I jump from star to star, I walk it out.